So everyone, welcome to the stream for Injustice 2 Mobile. Today we're doing sort of a, I guess we're going to call it sort of the multiverse team stream.
Yeah, all things CW pretty much.
And a little extra.
Yeah, a little bit extra, but that's the focus.
So that's what we're talking about today. We're going to kind of talk about some synergies between them, some of the new characters, sort of how that's all working. Lots of cool videos to show you and things to go through. So let's talk about Supergirl. You want to talk about Supergirl?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what people are here for.
We had a cool splash screen at the beginning of the stream with Supergirl coming in from the sky and pounding the ground, and with her new suit with the mask.
A lot of really cool teaser stuff going on. With
yes,
Supergirl.
there is. Let's take a look at her card art real quick. There she is.
Very cool.
Real neat, wearing a nice space-style mask.
Wish I had one.
For what reason?
No reason at all, really, just to have one. It looks that cool.
It does look that cool. So there she is. Let's talk about her a little bit. First of all, let's bring up kind of explaining some of her tricks and her stats and whatnot.
Yeah, I believe we have a stats page here, and this obviously will be posted on the forums and everything.
Yes.
So, okay, here we go. So starting off, you'll notice right away that there's more power on your team. That's because Multiverse Armored Supergirl gets additional starting power bars per multiverse teammate and per multiverse opponent. So it's very advantageous to have a full multiverse team going against a full multiverse team, just to kind of get that starting advantage. What you just saw there when she tagged in, her passive 3, if you tag out with a CW teammate and tag her in, she lands an unblockable attack that has the potential to interrupt a special. If it does interrupt a special, you gain additional power bars again.
So let me ask a long question real quick. Just kidding.
I'm on a very strict schedule here. The Special Ability 3, which I believe we missed already. It's already onto the burn, but I know, screwing it up. The Special Ability 3, though, once she activates it, for all multiverse teammates, you're seeing like a lot of buffs and timers on the side there. She gives Reflect immunity for a short duration. You gain crit damage and crit chance, a boost to both of those for a duration. Those crit damage and crit chance boosts are based on the combo meter hits at the time you activate it, so you want to definitely rack up the combo meter and then use it. And it does bonus damage to burning opponents, which is a good tie-in at this point. You see the burning there that she did on her Special Ability 1 with the eye lasers and everything. So burning is a cool new mechanic we're introducing here with Supergirl, where, well, specifically on her Special Ability 1, when she uses it, it gives bonus damage to might opponents. But once it applies burning, once an opponent is burning, it cuts the opponent's defense in half for the duration of the burn.
Wow.
So you're dealing quite a bit of increased damage that you wouldn't normally if the opponent wasn't burning. Let's see what else here, catch up. And while an opponent is burning, multiverse crit attacks cannot be resisted by burning opponents. So if a character is burning, their critical attack resistance is practically useless, in other words. And then her Special Ability 2, it's another thing that gives a lot, I believe it was that right there, it gives a lot more buffs as well, which are crit immunity for a short duration, that's bonus time per multiverse teammate, and a defense boost for a duration, which is also per multiverse teammate. You get an increased boost, defense boost per multiverse teammate. And as just an aside, a passive 2 that you wouldn't necessarily see here because she's fighting Captain Cold, who's a tech character, but she also gets increased power generation per might opponent. So a might on might character is usually, you don't get any class advantage or disadvantage from that, but there's a few things there specifically against might opponents that gives you a little extra bit of an edge there.
We should talk about Multiverse the Flash.
We should touch on him.
So we've talked about in the past that we are going to start taking characters and refactoring how they work a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe they're falling a little out of the meta. Maybe you want to kind of freshen up how they feel.
And I think refactoring can be, people might initially think of that as kind of a negative word, but in our context, refactoring means like, take what they do already, but give them a little something extra to kind of keep them competitive. So it's not like you're losing anything. If anything, you're gaining a ton.
And as we've talked too, like we're definitely trying, like a lot of characters, buffs are happening.
Yes.
Like to make other characters fit themselves back into where the game is right now.
Exactly.
Let's take a look real quick again. We've seen this before, but we get the card art.
Nothing's changed here, but always very cool.
Always cool to see the card art,
yeah,
right?
you got it. It's the precedent here.
Got some good team members working on all those card arts and whatnot.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about how he has been refactored.
Sure. Well, to start, just kind of going off what he was already known for, he was, primarily known for, critical attack percent or critical attack chance and critical attack damage. Those are very much still in place. His passive one is all multiverse teammates get increased critical attack chance, and the other piece of that is that for all teammates, regardless of whether they're multiverse or not, they get crit attack damage bonus.
Okay.
So that stuff is very still much in place as you're kind of seeing the crits go off pretty frequently there. That little piece there that you just saw where he kind of dodged one of Brainiac's special abilities, that's one of the new parts that we put into this. So his passive 3, he gets to avoid a certain number of special abilities from specifically a tech opponent per battle.
Oh.
So meta-humans, which the Flash is here, have a class advantage already against tech characters, so this is just kind of icing on the cake. Like, hey, they're not going to even be able to throw this many specials on you. You're just going to dodge them and knock them straight back.
So as we're seeing here, great for boss brain.
Yeah, exactly. And the other piece of that, which is another huge piece of his refactoring, was the passive 2, which adjusts the power costs for special ability 1, 2, and 3 for all multiverse teammates specifically.
Huh.
So we talked in many contexts whenever we talk about tips, tricks, synergies. I always say it's a pretty easy go-to to say power generation characters are always good to use because they just help you, pull things off faster. The Flash is that answer now for multiverse people because there wasn't really a huge power drain character specifically for multiverse, but now with Flash you can upgrade it so that all your multiverse teammates can do their special abilities a lot quicker.
And we're going to talk more about some of the synergies later too. Which
right, yeah, you're kind of seeing it play out a little bit here, but there's a little more to see as well.
Right. And let's talk about now. We have some more refactorings coming.
Yeah, they're always nothing we can really announce right now, but they're always on the horizon, I'd say.
So there's always someone. We're always kind of looking at how the team
looking at things with a critical eye, seeing like, hey, who could use a little boost here.
Captain Cold.
Yes, Captain Cold.
Let's take a look at his card art.
He's been out, so people, I think he's had 1 or 2 arena seasons maybe already. Definitely 1. So people are at least somewhat familiar with him. But just to kind of go over what he does again, he's more. So this is kind of playing off of a lot of special abilities being triggered off a lot. He kind of follows that same mold,
right.
or I guess Supergirl technically follows that same mold that he sets.
And when we talk about, let's go ahead and show the video real quick.
So at battle start, you'll notice that he has a shield that goes up immediately. That shield, it helps prevent incoming damage from basic, swipe, and tag attacks, and for a duration, of course. But that, as you see, is a very long duration there. That it applies for all the multiverse teammates. They get that shield that gets that reduction on the damage coming in. His special ability 3, which I believe is the first thing he sets off. Per multiverse teammate, you get a damage boost on all multiverse teammate special abilities. So that instantly boosts the damage output you're doing on all of your special abilities for your multiverse team. His special ability 2, it activates another shield, very much like the one that you start with. However, it reduces the incoming fast attack damage, and that reduction is increased per multiverse teammate for, obviously another duration. So you got a lot of shields going on here. His special ability 1 also follows that same line of play where he activates another shield, and that is pretty much the exact same shield that you start with. So it's again reducing the basic swipe and tag damage that's coming in. Some other things that you might not necessarily know from the video right away. His passive 1, you get a per use special ability bonus stack up to X times. So these shields and everything can stack up to a limit. And he's immune to freeze, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
he's already frozen.
I get that. But he can be caught on fire.
Yeah, he can. And he also has an armor pierce chance resistance for multiverse teammates if he's on your roster, so kind of a good utility there as well. So a lot like Supergirl, playing off of wanting to use your special abilities often, so you stack all of these huge buffs and reductions and things going on. It's a very intricate system that's playing off of each other there.
So we got a Silver Banshee.
Yes.
So again, like we've talked about, we just want to show people Silver Banshee, in case you didn't realize, she is around now.
Yes. Around and confusing people a lot.
Oh yeah. So that's great. Let's talk about.
Which is why she's on the stream.
Right. So we're going to explain now. Go as deep as you want to with how she works.
Yeah, I do have a breakdown of everything, but I know that information is up for people, and they have been kind of commenting on like how things are worded and how things play out and everything. But I'm going to just kind of talk as the video plays, just kind of how things are supposed to work, what maybe people misunderstand about how things are worded, just to kind of see how.
Because knowing how they work is going to make you play them better.
Exactly.
So that's always a good thing. Let's take a quick look at the video.
Yeah, so Silver Banshee is, first of all, you're going to want to primarily, you take advantage of her the best when you team her up with other arcane characters. So if you look in this video, you've got Black Adam, Dr. Fate, probably my favorite two to pair with her as well, just because her whole central thing is this new ability that she has to inflict on people called Torment. And Torment is what you're seeing on those characters now with the purple like mist that's around them. If they if they have that, that means they're tormented right now. And when you have Torment on a character, Silver Banshee's special abilities generally give, they give increased damage. As you see right now, she's starting to disable Dr. Fate's special abilities. That's because he's tormented. So this whole synergy with Silver Banshee really centers around you tormenting the opponent and then using your special abilities as often as possible so that you're disabling specials, you're dealing increased damage, really fully maximizing the torment idea. And then obviously, how do you pull off specials faster and more often? Well, with power cost adjuster guys like Black Adam, Dr. Fate, that kind of thing.
How does the torment work? Is that a special?
Yeah, so there's on her special ability 2, the one that she's like screaming and the opponent gets knocked out, that automatically knocks the opponent out but inflicts torment on them. So it's like an idea of like, well, you want to keep using that to cycle through your opponents and put torment on them so that their whole team is tormented.
Oh, right on.
And then her special ability 1, like after you use that, she has like a short duration where she has an increased chance to torment off of her basic attacks. So we set it up so that there's plenty of ways to inflict torment, and then once they're tormented, you can take advantage immediately with specials from your. Another thing too is their arcane teammates. They also receive the benefit from torment. So like their special ability 2 and 3 also inflict the increased damage.
Gotcha.
And everything. So that's kind of the focus. Of
we got again lots of stuff coming down the pipeline. Obviously, I'm sure there's some stuff that's on some of the computer screens over there that you'd love to talk about, but we just can't.
Yeah, nothing we can really mention at this point, but things are brewing.
So we will see you guys again. Thank you so much for joining us. Keep playing Injustice 2 Mobile.
Of course.